So if you're asking yourself, do I need a book coach to write my book? This video is for you. I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons you might want to hire a book coach. So stick around and you'll get all the info. My name is Kelly Notaras. I'm the founder of KN Literary Arts. We are a one-stop shop book studio, taking you from wherever you are now to having a book in your hand. So visit us at knliterary.com. I also am an editor in the book publishing business here in the United States for over 20 years, and I share all the info I've gathered in that time right here on this YouTube channel. So don't forget to click subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you'll never miss a video. So if you've heard the concept of a book coach, it's probably been in the last 10 years. And that's because in that time, self-publishing has exploded thanks to something called digital print-on-demand publishing. Just in a nutshell, it means you don't have to hire an offset printer to print 2,500 copies of a book that you then have to figure out how to deliver to readers everywhere. Instead, there are, these digital print shops that will print 1 copy of your book, 100 copies of your book. In fact, many of the books you order today on Amazon, you don't even know it, but they were printed just for you. So this has allowed so many more people to get in the game of publishing books without having that huge upfront cost in inventory. So book coaches have come online though, because even though, people are like, okay, it's affordable to self-publish a book, it's available to me, they're still kind of like, but I still don't know how to write a book. And the fact is that that's what a coach is for. So I want to talk to you about the 5 reasons you might want to hire a book coach. A book coach is not an editor. I want to start just by saying that, although I would say the vast majority of book coaches are editors. And if I were you, I would choose a book coach who is an editor for a living, because that way they understand not just the coaching sort of process of getting you through the book publishing process, but they know what's working, what's not working. They've got deep experience in the world of books. They can give you actual feedback on the book itself. So really look for a book coach who is also an editor, and I think you'll be really well positioned. Okay, so top 5 reasons I would suggest you might want to use one. Number 1 is guidance. So a lot of people feel like they should know how to write a book because, I don't know, they read a lot of books. But the fact is, putting a book together it's a craft. It's something that people learn. And if you haven't spent the last 20 or 30 years of your career working on it, then there's no reason why you should know how to do it. A book coach who is an editor, who does this for a living, they have that information that you need. It's very easy for them to understand and see the trajectory of going from where you are now to having a book. Whereas for you, it might seem like a black box or a maze. So the guidance of where you are now, how to get to the next step, helping you tool your idea, your title and subtitle, your outline for the book, really helping you get into the right position so you'll be ready to write. So that's number 1, guidance. Number 2, top reason why I think you might want to hire a book coach is accountability. So a lot of times I talk to authors who have been wanting to write a book for a really long time. They've sort of known that they should write a book. People have been asking for them to write a book, but they haven't been able to execute it. Well, usually that's because they don't have anybody with them on that journey who's asking, how you doing? Are you turning in your pages on time? Are you actually sitting down to read? Are you taking the time you put that you want to write and putting it in your schedule? And then are you actually writing during that time? So that kind of accountability is critical and key. We do things better when someone else is watching. So having that book coach there to watch you and also guide you in the process of choosing writing time, writing schedule, understanding how much time is reasonable, whether you should do a concentrated retreat style writing process or whether you should just write a little bit every day. These are questions that a coach can easily answer for you. All right, top 3rd reason why you might want to hire a book coach is because they can be an early reader for you. Most coaches will be willing to read some of what you're writing and give you feedback. They're not going to edit it for you. They're not going to write you a bunch of feedback, but in your weekly coaching call or your, every other week coaching call, they can say, hey, here's where I feel like you're on track. But over here, I think you might want to turn the ship slightly because you're going to end up in a really different direction if you do. And it is invaluable to get that input early as you're working on the book, because then you don't have to overhaul the book later down the line. They're helping you just make the right choices now that will keep you from having to make a lot of revisions later, right? So that early reader part of a book coach is just absolutely gold. Number 4 reason why I think you might want to work with a book coach is that writing a book is a long process, and there are a lot of different places where obstacles can arise. So it can be anything from getting to a stuck point in your writing to actually having some sort of fear or resistance come up and worry that your family's going to be upset with what you're writing, or that you are going to somehow make your employer upset, the fact that you've decided to, be moonlighting as a novelist or whatever it might be. They can help you work through those issues. They have coaching skills and they have deep, deep experience working with authors. And so they help you remove those obstacles. Those obstacles truly can keep you from writing the book for years. Trust me, I am an editor who's been working with authors for over 20 years. I can tell you there's some obstacles that a book coach could handle with you in a week or two that could result in 10 years or more of delay on the book. I promise that happens all the time. Don't let that happen to you. Have someone in your corner who has the skills and the experience to help you remove those obstacles, and you will be well on your way. And number 5, and maybe even the most important of all of these, is that a book coach will offer you company on this journey. It is a lonely journey. Writing a book is something that one person does generally by themselves. Having someone else there cheering you on, who's available for a phone call or an email to help you again with any times you get to a stuck place, but also just so you know you're not alone. I mean, it is so helpful to have somebody that you know cares about your book as much as you do, who is there cheering you on, there as a therapist if you need the shoulder to cry on, or really as a skilled story coach to help you figure out whether you're going in the right or wrong direction with your plot line. That kind of company is just invaluable, and it will help you get the book done faster. So all of these I would sum up to say, a book coach will help you get a better book faster than trying to do it on your own as a first-time author. So I hope that's helpful. I hope I have convinced you to at least start researching book coaches. What else is out there? And obviously, I would love it if you wanted to work with one of the amazing book coaches we have at knliterary.com. Go join us over there. All of our coaches are editors. This is what they do for a living. They're not just, throwing out a shingle this year. This is something they've been doing for a very long time. We have many, many, many hundreds of very, very happy clients who now have books in their hand because they worked with one of our book coaches. So come over and check us out and schedule a free call if you'd like.